What's up guys, I'm EvilSWAT and welcome to my very first ever video on the channel on FIFA Online 3. Now before I start, I gotta make a very quick confession now. I've casted this game for 2.5 years, almost 3 years for Garena as a play-by-play caster as well as an analyst. But I've only played about 5 matches in a game in those 2.5 years simply because I did not like the original gaming engine that FO3 used at all. No matter how much I tried, I just couldn't get a hang of it. I felt too unrealistic for me compared to the regular football games I used to play a lot of, like FIFA 15 or 16, or even the Winning 11 or Pro Evolution Soccer game. This changed about 2 weeks ago with the release of the Impact engine on FO3, and ever since then I've been absolutely loving the game. But since I'm a new player, for a game that's been out for almost 3 years, and a lot of online opponents have already built up a very strong team, normally consisting of world best players, grade 8 players, level 20 players and what have you, and I had to play with a comparatively weak squad. But I held on and I tried my best, and the results are exactly as what you can see on screen right now. I have managed to get into Legend A, the highest tier of the game, with a squad that I promise you does not have a single player with a rating above 100. Right now I'm at 61 points, but honestly my best ever ranking was 115 points, 115 in Legend A. A lot of you guys have asked me online, whether on Facebook or inside the game itself, hey man, EvilSWAT, how do you do it? So here it is. Firstly, I cannot guarantee that you will get into Legend A by following my squad or my strategy, but I hope that by watching this video you can see for yourself it is absolutely possible to get into Legend A with a bad team, and maybe perhaps even give you an alternative play style for you to try in your own game. Alright, so first off, looking at our win rate here right now is 68%. Not that great, but hey, I managed to get Legend A with 88 wins and 40 losses out of a total of almost 130 matches. So let's take a look at our team lineups here. And just to show you the type of players that I have, I do not have a single level 20 player. In fact, the highest rated player I have here is actually a rating 98 David Silva. He's only a level 14, plus 1 grade. In fact, the best graded player I have is a plus 4 Jordi Alba, my main left back. I do not have that great players. The biggest value is an 83 million EP Paul Pogba for a total team EP of about, I think about 300 million, I think. Yeah, just below 320 million EP. And I'm going to show you the team lineup I have first. I'm using a 4-2-1-3 formation simply because I believe that a 4-2-1-3 or a 4-2-3-1 gives the best balance in both attack and defense. You got back four here, you got 2 defensive midfielders. I use Pogba right now here, but on my way to Legend A, I use a lot of Sergio Busquets partnering Esteban Cambiaso. Up front, I got a CAM. Right now is my best player, David Silva, season 08. And I got 1 right winger and 2 strikers, 1 on the left side and 1 out and out striker here. This left striker right now is Lucas Podolski. I put him here so that he can switch between left winger as well as left striker as and when I need him. So if I need to play on the wings, I just shift him slightly to the left and becomes a left winger. If I can play directly through the middle, he will support Samuel Eto'o right behind as a creator as well. So this is my lineup that I have. Just to show you the type of team that I have. You can always pause the video to see what kind of players I have. Is absolute nonsense players. Most of it are FIFA 15 players. Not a single world best player. And the best type of I have is this team of the season 14 Paul Pogba, which I got out of a premium pack lottery, which happened a few weeks before. Looking at the strategy, oops, wrong button. Looking at strategy here, let's start from top to bottom. Firstly, I play a very counter-attacking playstyle. Very fast, very direct counter-attacking. And that's why I've set mine to 82 here. Firstly, speed shows how fast your attacking rate will be. You want to play tiki-taka like Barcelona, set it to slow. Not so much, get it to normal. If you want to play really fast like I do, direct counter-attacking football, look at the passes just going up the right flank here, pass to the right center midfielder, to the right winger, to the right striker. I set it to 82. because I feel that in my type of play style, I am most successful with a defensive outline, but very high counter-attacking speed. Passing rates, I've set it to 60 over here, because any higher, the players will just wait for long balls like England back in the 70s or 80s. Too short, again, Barcelona style, too close to each other, and there's not much runs being made actually breaking the back four. So that's why I've set mine to about 60, about 60 here is just the right balance of possession as well as counter-attacking for me. Positioning, I will set myself to organize for both. I will explain this later on. Let's move on to attack. Again, passing trend. They say passing trend will attack high and it becomes risky. Why is it risky? The midfielders go into attacking position. Look at the two midfielders here and the striker going back to defend. This is risky because it leaves a totally big gap in the middle here for the opponents to exploit. I do not like that at all. Play it too safe, however, and you're not going to get the true balls in whatsoever, and FIFA Online 3 relies on the true balls. I set mine to a slightly high 62, just enough risk so that my attacking midfielder here, my central attacking midfielder, David Silva, can go into attack and go for a shot whenever possible without exposing too much of my midfield. Crossing. A lot of people said that with the impact engine, the crossing will improve tremendously. Did it improve over the old engine? Yes, it did. Did it improve this, like to become too imba like FIFA 14 or FIFA 13 back then? No, not really. You will get the crosses off, but once the ball hits the head of your striker, I just somehow find my headers way too soft and going straight into the keeper's arms, or way too hard and going into rosette of the stadium. Maybe it's because I have a bad striker in terms of header. Like I mentioned, all my players are below 100 rating. So maybe if you feel that you are more successful in the cross, you can always pump this up higher, and then you have a lot more wing play inside there. So at the moment I set it to 41 because I believe in the ground passing. Every now and then I'll go over the top. And it's really successful as well if you go to the long lofted through ball over the defender. But I prefer ground play. Shooting, I set it to 66, just slightly higher than normal. Almost wild here, because if you set it to wild, everybody wants to take a shot, including your defensive midfielders. Cambiaso and Sergio Busquets, my defensive midfielders, aren't that good in terms of shooting from distance. If you set to conservative, however, only the strikers will take the shot. You see, look at the animation. They actually pass within themselves 3 times inside the box. There's a chance for this attacking midfielder to shoot, and he didn't shoot at all. So I set it to 66 for me here, just one step below wild, and that will enable my central attacking midfielder to take the shots whenever he has a position to do so. Back to the positioning here, I've set it both to organize because simply put, I cannot afford my striker Samuel Eto'o to play in a defensive midfield position. He's absolutely useless in a CDM position. Because if I set it to free, go back there, I set it to free, look at what happens with the position. They all go all over the place. Total football, Netherlands, Johan Cruyff style, and that doesn't work at all for a team of this caliber. Maybe if you have world best or +8 level 20 players and you put Paul Pogba in a striking position, the ratings is still relatively high. But at the moment, with sub 100 rating players, I cannot afford to put Eto'o in a free role and put him to defensive midfielder, and because he just can't tackle at all. Put him LDM, his rating goes down to 72. His stagger is only 52 here. He can't do anything in the defensive midfield area. So he has to play up front. Similarly, Esteban Cambiaso, can't play in a striking position as well. His finishing is bad, 77. Most of the shots are just going to go wide. So set it to organize, at least for the time being, until you have way better strikers. Then maybe you can think about playing total football. On to our defense. In this game, what I realized is when you control the opponent, do not go in for the tackle. Let the opponent come to you. Make the intercepts. I have a huge amount of successful interceptions made in this game. Most of my tackling, a good 80%, I'll say, is actually made by the AI. The AI is actually ridiculously good at tackling the opponents. But you got to make the settings correct in order for that to happen. And how do you make it happen? Firstly, pressure. Put it slightly high. I put mine at 67. Too high and the entire team just rushes and that leaves too much space at the back. Too low, you're getting getting your team to contract all the way back to your half, and that leaves too much space and time for the attack for your opponents to pass the ball around. 67 for me, in my opinion, just nice. See, even the back four, the team pushes up, not too much, but pushes up so that even the back four of the opponent will feel some pressure. Aggression, however, is the most important. You got to set it to about 60 plus in order to get these one-on-one situations. I mean, this one-on-one situations, you can actually get it even down to 47 and you still get these one-on-one situations. But aggression added, it serves two purposes. Set it too high, you double the man up. I do not like this. It sucks two players in, and all this left back had to do is just to pass the ball back to the centre back, and you have so much space in the middle here. Set it too low, however, and the players just track the opponents without actually making a tackle at all. They just screen and cover the players without doing anything. Set it into the middle here, a little bit of pressure. What's the rating that I had earlier on? I think about 62. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of pressure, and the teammate actually automatic tackles. But in order for you to activate that, you have to remember which button or key on the keyboard you press, that you have selected to call a second defender. Hold that button. For me, I use square. So whenever I hold square, another second defender will come rushing to the ball carrier, the opponent's ball carrier, and he'll make the tackle on your behalf, while you control your player in making the interceptions. Play interval here, the third option is just how wide your backline will be. Set it low, and your players will be really compact. This will not allow your opponents to go through the middle, but it allows your opponents a lot of width space down the wings here. Set it too wide, and you got the wings completely covered. There's a man in every quadrant of the field here, but you're leaving too much space in the middle. FIFA Online 3, I realized a lot of players love to pass the ball, through ball down the middle. So I set mine to about 56, not too wide, not too narrow. So yeah, that's an explanation of the formation as well as the team strategy that I use in this game. Like I mentioned before, I cannot guarantee that you will get into Legend A by following what I use here. Everybody has their own play style, but I hope that with this video you can see for yourself it is absolutely possible to get into Legend A with a relatively bad team and actually do pretty well in it. Right? And even if it doesn't help you get into Legend A, hopefully it gives you an alternative playstyle for you to try your own game here. But the number one thing I realized in order for you to succeed in your game is that you cannot give up in the game whatsoever. You may have a bad day, may have a bad game every now and then. I do not have a good win record. I have only a 68% win rate. You will not win every single game, because your opponents have world best players, grade 8 players, level 20 players, and you have absolutely nothing. But you got to keep at it and keep trying. Even though you're down 2-0, 3-0, plenty of times I found myself in that situation. I managed to claw myself back up and win the game 3-2 or 4-3. Just keep believing in yourself and keep trying, keep improving, and eventually, I assure you, for your hard work, you will be rewarded in getting into Legend A. And most importantly, guys, have fun. It is a game after all. So thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope it helps you in your game in whatever little way that it helps. Subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/EvilSWAT, and like me on Facebook, facebook.com/EvilSWAT88. That's EvilSWAT88 on Facebook. And hope to see you guys again soon. Have a good day, everybody. Have good luck, have fun.